Hey everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer comes from Long Live Beerworks. These guys are up in Rhode Island. This is their Nitro Cart Stout. It is an American stout, not a big beer. Beer Advocate has it at 6.5%. The can says 8%, so that's wrong. So whether they've done different versions of this, I'm not sure. It doesn't have a date on it. This was sent to me by Greg. So it's definitely bigger than 6.5%. So let's jump over to Untapped. They have it at an 8%. So we're probably not going to go back to Beer Advocate on this one since they have it at such a low ABV. They've probably done different versions of this over the years, or maybe last year's, or whatever, was a 6.5%. So we're going to go with this. And Untapped says stout brewed with collaboration with the Nitro Cart, and I don't know what that's supposed to mean. So we're going to get on with this final beer of the evening for me, guys. I don't have the IBUs. We do know that it's an 8% stout, so let's get on with it and see what we have here. I don't think there's anything else we need to talk about, so we're going to get it on. We're going to pop the top of this big 16-ounce can, plain Jane silver can with a stick-on wrap-around label, and into the glass we go. Ooh, it's pretty black coming out. Food pairing says cuisine is barbecue, cheese, buttery, brie, Gouda, Havarti, Swiss, earthy cheeses, Camembert, Fontina, general chocolate, dessert, meat, beef, shellfish, smoked meat, game, and grilled meat. Glassware, pint, Bacardonic, tumbler mug, Stein, Seidel. I'm using my favorite tulip glass. And it says here, not recommended for seller. And so if they've used any coffee in the process of this beer, and it said nitro, I probably should have poured it a little more aggressive, but I can't get all of this big 16-ounce into this can, into this glass. About a finger of head, pitch black, guys. Pretty dark beer. So to the nose we go. Smells like coffee. Definitely getting big coffee notes on this. Rich roasted malt, maybe a hint of some black molasses. Not any chocolate or dark fruit on the nose. It's cold right out of the fridge. We're going to let it warm up like I always do. And I want to apologize right off the bat. Yesterday's beer I did, and I forgot to plug the mic up, so the audio is probably going to be a little low. Even if you can hear it at all, if you don't have a computer, you probably may not even be able to hear it. And if I put that one together and you can't hear the audio, I might even not even post it. So I want to apologize to Greg for that if it doesn't show up. Shit happens, man. Trying to do this external mic and remember to plug it up every time I come back from the fridge and all that. It's a hassle for me, guys. It really is. So I'm hoping when I do everything right, you get a better audio. But when I have a vapor lock in my brain and I forget to plug something up, it is what it is, guys. So I apologize. So let's get this down the neck. What do you think? Smells like coffee? Let's see if it tastes like coffee. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Greg. Wow, super big coffee. I'm getting some sweetness there, like it's had lactose brewed into it. Wow, that's delicious. Getting some bittersweet chocolate. Wow, that is very tasty. That is absolutely delicious, guys. Coffee, roasted malt, bittersweet chocolate. Very easy drinking. Alcohol is super well hidden. I would bet this has some lactose done with it. It's got a very nice sweetness to it. Wow. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Alright guys, before we go off camera, I'm going to pour the back end in there. It's pitch black coming out of the can. It's pitch black in the glass, guys. Very nice beer. The only fuss, there is no... Oh, wait a minute. Shippers. Sometimes they're printed on the rim here, and I don't see that, but no. I don't see any kind of vintage or dating on this particular one. And let me look here. Nitro Cart. He says, long live his great new Nano Brewery in Providence. This is the only second canned Nitro beer I've had. Wonder how this one will go. Well, right now it's going pretty good. Big time coffee notes. I wish these guys would put some kind of vintage or dating on it so we know when it was put in the can. But Nano Brewing tells me small brewing. So it is what it is. Maybe, I don't know how many different kind of beers these guys. I remember doing something else that he has sent me from this brewery. So hopefully they'll be able to get a dating machine or something going before too long. And these guys, like I said, are up in Rhode Island. I don't know where exactly they are in Rhode Island, but he's able to get his hands on these beers up there. So Greg, thanks again, my brother. I do appreciate it, sir. We got it all in the glass. We're going to sip on this, and I'm probably going to step out on the deck and have a little bit of a cigar and let this warm up a little bit and see what we end up with. Yeah, that's a ticket. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. At least have some not awesome lacing, but enough legs running down the side here to let you know that it's a well-made beer. Big time coffee, chocolate, very impressive beer. I wish they would put some kind of dating on their can so we know what vintage it is. I don't know how big the brewery is. These guys are up in New England. Like I said, they're in Rhode Island, I think. Yep. And very, very tasty beer. I mean, the coffee notes are there. The chocolate notes are there. It's got a nice sweetness to it. Almost like it's been brewed with some kind of lactose. Very enjoyable. The only thing that would keep me from buying this beer if it was available here would be some kind of vintage or dating on it, so I know how old the beer is, especially since it's done with coffee. And more than likely this was probably something you would have to get at the brewery. I don't know how big Long Live Beerworks is, whether they distribute it or not. Another great example of some New England style beers that Greg sends me. This is pretty tasty, Greg. If it has a vintage on it, I would, and it was available here, I would probably buy it. I enjoyed it. The alcohol for an 8% is very well hidden, and like I told you earlier, the Beer Advocate has it at 6.5%. So more than likely they have done this more than once, and they have the other ABV listing, so what's on the can that I'm looking at 8%. So I would probably prefer the 8% over a 6.5% because it's going to have more body and it's going to have more flavor. That's just me, though. I mean, that's just my opinion. I did enjoy this beer, guys. It is a very, very pleasant coffee stout, coffee/chocolate stout. Didn't get so much of the chocolate when it was right out of the fridge cold, but as it has warmed up, those chocolate notes have come out big time. Big time bittersweet chocolate notes. It's not a milk chocolate. It's not something that tastes like any kind of sweet chocolate. It is a bittersweet chocolate. but it's still very pleasant. It goes well with the coffee notes that I'm getting from this. Very, very enjoyable beer, especially for me, final beer of the evening. I usually try to finish up the evening with a little bit bigger beer, or an imperial stout, or a bourbon barrel version. But we decided to go with this one, and very nice. Alcohol is super well hidden for an 8%. Very well made beer, guys. It really, really is. A little disappointed that they don't have any kind of dating on the bottom of the can to let us know what the vintage is or when it was put in the can, so you can make that decision if you're buying it. But if it's a brewery only release, I mean, you could always ask somebody there when you're at the brewery picking it up. So let's do the final chug on this one. Coffee notes are off the chain, guys. I mean, big time espresso coffee notes. Still not getting a lot of chocolate on the nose, but it's there on the taste. Yeah, very, very nice. Very well done. Final chug. Very, very tasty, well-made coffee stout. If it was available here, I would buy it if it has some kind of dating on it or vintage on it, so I know how old it is. You don't want to buy a coffee stout that's 6 months, 8 months, 12 months old. It's like hops, guys. If you're buying a hoppy beer, an IPA or a double IPA, the fresher it is, the more you're going to get those hop notes. Same for coffee beers, whether it's a porter or a stout. If it's had coffee infused into the beer, you kind of want to know how old the beer is or how long it's been in the container that it's in to get the most of those coffee notes that you can. And that's how I feel about it. If you're producing a coffee stout, you need to date your stuff so we'll know. And if you just put 2017 or 2018, I don't know if it's January of that year, July of that year, or December of that year. It's going to make a difference if it's had coffee introduced into the beer. So kind of need to have at least the month and the year. The day is not critical, but the month and the year is. So we'll know what part of the year it was put in the can or the bottle. So that's where I'm going to leave it, guys. To me, since it doesn't have a date on it, but it is a very impressive beer, I'm going to go probably against the grade a little bit on this because I enjoyed it very, very much. I'm going to give it an A, and if it had a date on it, it would probably get, an A minus, it would probably get a solid A. So I'm going to give this a 90 because it doesn't have any kind of vintage or date on the bottom of the can. But it is very, very tasty, and I'm sure Greg picked up the freshest one he got, or he could get his hands on. And he doesn't tell me whether he picked it up at the brewery or when he actually picked it up. So, like I said, I'm pretty sure he got the freshest one he could get his hands on. So with that being said, guys, we're going to run over to Beer Advocate, and like I told you, they have it at 6.5%. So I'm not even going to read the grade there. They're not even in the same category, saying it's a 6.5 when mine has 8% on it. So away they go. And we're going to go over to Untapped. Untapped has it at 8, and they say it's 4.15, which I consider in their A minus scale. I agree with that. That's exactly where I'm putting it. It's an A minus beer, and if they had put a date on the bottom of this can, they would probably get a solid A from me. But since they did not, I think these guys need to maybe look into getting a dating machine. What do you think? Yeah, that's what I think. And if it did, if it had a date on the bottom of it, was available here, I would buy it. I absolutely would buy this beer. Very, very tasty beer. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this one. If you've had this one from Long Live Beerworks, this is your Nitro Cart Stout. I'm assuming it's a 2018 edition with the coffee notes as strong as I'm getting and a little bit of chocolate. Not sure though, because I don't have that information from him or on the can. So that being said, Greg, thanks again, my brother. I do appreciate you sending me these awesome beers. I do think this brewery needs to get a dating machine. So that being said, if you've had this one from those guys, let me know what you think. And until we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.